In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about comfort zones. I'm going to help give you a better understanding of comfort zones. And I'm also going to give you a few tips on how to move out of your comfort zone. With the energies at the moment, the energies of this upcoming full moon on the 17th, the energy is calling for us to step outside of our comfort zone. This is the energy that's circulating right now. We're being called more than ever to step outside of our comfort zone and into our true life. So I'm going to give you a few things that will help you to understand comfort zones and hopefully help you to move out of yours and utilize this energy that's very strong at the moment. So the first thing you need to understand about comfort zones is that comfort zones are literally designed to make you think that you aren't in fear. This is a very sneaky thing that comfort zones do. And it's quite tricky because you can't get out of a comfort zone unless you realize you're in one. And in order to do that, you need to acknowledge that you're afraid. But it's hard to do that when the comfort zone is making you think you aren't afraid. And that's what they do. But the comfort zone obviously makes you feel comfortable. It makes you feel safe. And when you're feeling these feelings, you aren't feeling your fear. And therefore, you don't realize you're in fear. So you need to really be very honest with yourself about what you're afraid of. And that will help you to understand that you're in a comfort zone. Most people have no idea that they're in comfort zones. They have no idea that they're in multiple comfort zones, but we all are. We're all in comfort zones. We all have comfort zones. So we need to be very honest with ourselves because comfort zones are literally a trick. They trick us into thinking we aren't in them. So you need to be aware of that moving forward. Comfort zones only contain the old. They recycle the old over and over again. The unconscious only knows what is already known, and only the conscious can make a choice to move beyond that. The comfort zone recycles old thoughts and old feelings over and over again because that's all it knows. The unconscious only knows that. But what that causes us to do is to continually manifest the old over and over again, which is not what we want to do. When we're consciously thinking about it, that's not what we want to do. But that's what the comfort zone causes us to do. It doesn't know anything else. It only knows the old. So it's going to keep creating that over and over again until you go in there with your consciousness and say, enough's enough. When you step outside of your comfort zone, what you do is you move with the energy of life instead of against it. Because the energy of life is an expansive energy. It's never-endingly expansive. Nothing ever dies. It only changes. It only transforms. The energy of life is expansive. It's growing. That is you. You are that energy. You are life. Mm-hmm. So when we move with this energy, when we expand, we're moving with the energy of life, and we have the whole universe behind us when we make that decision, because that's the energy of life. You're meant to move with it. You're meant to go into the new. You aren't meant to stay in the old. Nothing is meant to stay in the old, because that's not the energy of life. We're meant to move. We're meant to expand. And when you do make the choice to expand, the fear that you felt changes very quickly. It changes to excitement. It changes to the joy that we feel when we're expanding. Because when you make that decision, you're filled with the full energy of life, that expansive energy. When you choose to expand by doing something new, by stepping outside of your comfort zone, you're moving completely with the energy of life. You're in full alignment with the energy of life. Nothing feels more amazing than being in alignment with that energy. And nothing feels more unnatural than going against it. Staying in your comfort zone is literally going against the energy of life because, as I said, life expands. It does not stay the same. It does not recycle the old over and over again. So my advice to you would be to find at least one thing that you can do a day that you're afraid of. This will help you to prime your mind for doing more things that you're afraid of. And it's going to help you change things every day when you're making the decision to do at least one thing that you want to do but you're afraid to do every day. That's going to help you really change things. It can be anything. It's going to be different for everybody. Everyone's afraid of different things. Everybody wants different things. But just really be honest with yourself and find just at least one thing that you're afraid of. It could be something as simple as joining a class, but maybe you really want to do it, but maybe you're just too afraid. Maybe you're nervous. Do that. Or maybe it's just as simple as having cold showers every day because you've heard that it helps raise your energy, which it does, but you're afraid because it's uncomfortable. If that's it, then do it. Find something every day. I did something that I was afraid of today. I was terrified to put my real name on YouTube. I was absolutely terrified of that, but I did it. And that fear very quickly changed into this excitement, this expansive energy of opening a new door and flowing with the energy of life into the new. It quickly changed to that feeling. The fear was only initial. Sometimes fear is really just the anticipation and the excitement of the new in disguise. Sometimes that's all fear is. It's just us anticipating the new, anticipating what's going to happen. Sometimes that's all it is. And it very quickly becomes this amazing, exciting, expansive energy. If you have a desire for something better in life, something for the world, something for yourself, as we all do, we all have desires for something better in life. We all dream of living a particular life. You have those desires for a reason. You want the things you want because you're meant to have them, because that's the energy of life. Life expands. You're meant to be doing new things. You're meant to be having new things. You're meant to be experiencing new things. That's why you want new things. That's why you dream of doing new things and living a different life and having different experiences. If you want something, you're meant to have it because that's the energy of life. It's expansive. It wants you to grow because that's what's natural. That's the natural direction. Staying in the same place, you're like not letting the energy move. You're like saying, no, life, don't grow, don't move. That's not what it's meant to do. It's meant to keep going forward. Life doesn't stop. That's why you want new things, because you're meant to do that. So remember that when you want something, you're meant to live it. When you take the leap of faith and you step into the things that you're afraid of, because you're stepping into the energy of life, because you've just made the decision to move with the true energy of life, realize that when you make that decision, you literally have the whole universe behind you because you've just made the decision to move with that energy. You've just made the decision to expand with the never-endingly expansive energy of life. So the whole universe is behind you when you make that decision.